What up, y'all? I'm T.O. and welcome to my place. What's good with you? How you doing? How you living? How you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. It's my Friday, so I thought I'd take the time and make this tour video. Grandpa's board tour. Heck yeah. These are the pins in my collection that kind of represent him. Some of them actually came from him. You know, he's a big part of my life, and his birthday just came up, so I thought it'd be fitting to do a little tour of it. First, I'm gonna start with these Seinfeld references. We used to watch Seinfeld a little bit. Well, I was usually playing, but he was watching it. Chocolate and vanilla cookie. I got it in a pin mail video, and I didn't know what it was. The answer was right on the back of the card. Just for the cookie, though. I still don't know what the pretzel reference is, but the cookie says, "You see, Elaine, the key to eating a black and white cookie is that you want to get some black and some white in each bite. Nothing mixes better than chocolate and vanilla, and yet still somehow racial harmony eludes us." When did that show come out? We're still an issue? Anyway, moving on. The striped jacket. I remember this episode. It's a pretty popular episode, along with the Tweety Bird Pez episode. But what's more famous than all of that? The restaurant that they sit at and talk and bullshit. We got that down at the bottom. These all came from Midnight Dogs. Next for Midnight Dogs, we have The Airplane. You ever seen that movie? Don't Call Me Shirley. It's a classic. The Serenity Now, I want to say Midnight Dogs. Something tells me that that's not right, so I don't want to say that it is and be wrong. I think that's it for Midnight Dogs. Crummy Pins. We have the Christmas Story leg lamp. The reason I bought this pin, I'm not a big fan of that movie, honestly. I watch it every year, but it bores me. The only reason I got this pin, because it's one of my grandpa's favorite movies, and I also got him that leg lamp one year for Christmas, not thinking that he'd use it, but he switched it out with his office lamp, and now that is his permanent light source in his office, so that's pretty dope. That came from Crummy Pins or Crumb Pins, I don't know. I'll link all the shops down below. A lot of them come from Etsy, but they also have the Talk Boy. This has so many fond memories because I had one growing up, and me and my grandpa would always take road trips to Kansas City, Missouri to visit his mother, my great-grandmother, and it was about a 4-hour drive from where we are. As a young child, this saved my life back then. I wore that thing out. Down here we have the Baby Ruth signed baseball from The Sandlot. And the reason this one reminds me of my grandpa, not because we watched the movie, I more watched that movie with my grandmother. I have a baseball in a box that was for, I'm so bad with dates, but it was for a World Series that didn't happen. Apparently there was a strike, but I have a baseball from that. I think that's kind of neat. That's why that was part of the collection. Grandpa's board. Next we have down here this camcorder. What's special about this is my grandpa had one of these and he eventually passed it on to me. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. I trashed it. I was not very responsible. But what's dope about this pin, it's a slider. It's got a VHS in it. This one came from Bootleg VHS. They got some pretty cool pins. All right, what else we got in the box? I guess we'll start at the Kodak. I'm not sure. 1988, Kodak 1988 Great American Balloon Fest. I found it in a drawer of his, and I asked him if I can have it, just because it's his pen. And I just started collecting pens at the time. He said I could. He has some more that he wouldn't let me have, but I'm sure he'll give me eventually. So the reason this one's special is because it came from Grandpa, and it says 1988. That's the year I was born. Pretty dope. Next from that, we have this vintage. I don't know if it's vintage. It could be retro, but it came from a local shop here. It's kind of like a hippie shop, a heady shop, you know, a bunch of swag, apparel, vinyl records, stuff like that. It's a pretty cool place. It's a TV pin, and I have quite a few TVs back here. I don't know how well you see them, but it's the Three Stooges, and me and my grandpa used to watch Three Stooges all the time. Like, seeing that, had to snag it. Not sure if it's actually vintage or not. Probably not. Who knows? Across from that, we have the American flag. It was just a filler at the time. As you can see, I need to upgrade the board. The Cardinal pins. What's cool about the Cardinal logo pin, it's actually in a set of 27 total pins, 26 players. It's the whole roster of the 2004 St. Louis Cardinals. I don't count the 26, I only count this one pin because those other pins are at my grandpa's. I really don't want to take the chance of losing them, but it's only 26 compared to the 1,000 that I have in here. That's special to me because he bought that for me. And that was way before I even thought about collecting pins. Along with the 2009 All-Star games, that's when they came here to St. Louis. That was pretty dope. I think I got those at the grocery store. I had 3 of them, but I lost one along the way. Again, before I even started collecting pins, way before I was a youngin'. And then we have some airline pins, some Ozark Airlines and TWA airline pins, and those came from Grandpa because he's worked for the airlines since he was like 18. He's 85. He's been working for airlines forever. He's a dinosaur in the airline community. So he worked for Ozark back in the day, and then they got bought out by TWA. He worked for them, and he was with them for a long time. And then American Airlines bought them out, worked for them, he got laid off, and now he's with some little airline still working for him. 85 years old. Man's not happy if he's not working or doing something. You know, he's got that drive we can all aspire to be like. That's it. That concludes the pin board. It's a short little tour, 20 pins, less than 1% of my collection, but it's holds very dear to my heart. I love my grandfather very dearly. That being said, if you liked the video and if you want to see more, let me know in the comments, leave a like, consider subscribing, and you'll see me in the next one.